Hello once again and welcome to Hamilton Southeastern High School for tonight's Indiana High School Boys Lacrosse semifinal matchup featuring the Indians of South Bend St. Joseph. They come in at 12-5 on the season, and the two-time defending state champions, the Royals of Hamilton Southeastern. God bless you, Keith. They come in at 13-8. Tonight's game brought to you in part by True Lacrosse, committed to education and developing young men and women in the sport. Empire Lacrosse, your source for all things lacrosse. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. And by Burtner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. By the way, you okay after that sneeze right there?
I'm fine.
Doing double duty and everything. I was concerned about you there for a moment.
I'm doing pretty well. I want to thank the Carmel Police who gave me a police escort halfway here.
Good.
To make the deadline to get here right on time for the pregame.
I didn't know you were that important, but now.
And the fans that just let me cut in line to get to do what I needed to do.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
That's very nice. Well, let's talk about a matchup tonight. We're fresh off the quarterfinals. Both these teams advancing after big wins last week. South Bend St. Joseph got here about 50 minutes before start time here tonight. Not sure if that was planned or not, but they are finally here. Off their last two wins over Crown Point and Center Grove, they won their last 5. They started at 1-3, currently 12-5. They're going to have to play very well. They played these teams. In fact, they played way back. We'll talk about their matchup on March the 12th, and at that time, it was all Hamilton Southeastern.
Yeah, St. Joe is also playing at Heritage Christian Night in the girls. So I think they had both buses going at the same time. They dropped off the girls and then whipped and dropped off the boys. That delay at Heritage probably set everybody back a little bit. But, you look at St. Joe South Bend St. Joe, they won the 1A last year against Guerin Catholic, scoring 5 goals in the last 4.5 minutes. That momentum took them a little bit longer to get used to 2A, and I think the playoff, but they upset the number 3 seed to get here. Center Grove is no slouch, folks. They're very, very good. But again, I seeing Hamilton Southeastern and seeing how they're playing and seeing that Carmel is winning 4-0 against Cathedral, it looks like the matchup of 1-2. But that's why we're playing them tonight and see what happens. And in about an hour and 15 minutes, we'll probably know.
Hamilton Southeastern last week playing a Culver team that they beat handily earlier in the year.
Struggled a little bit.
Yeah, they had Zach Culver, you got to give them a lot of credit. They gave the Royals everything that they wanted, losing that one 14-9. As you see, the Royals making their way earlier tonight for their pregame.
How about that red, white, and blue flag? Isn't that a nice one?
That is very nice.
I think that's a class.
Well, let's talk about what is Hamilton Southeastern going to do. I don't know that they played as well as they wanted to last week, but they certainly got the job done. What about tonight?
I think Coach Beasley probably talked to them for about 20 minutes about here's what we didn't do, here's what we can do, and this is what we're going to do. I've made that coach's statement several times, and kids pay attention, especially the seniors. As we talked about Saturday, seniors will lead you to championships. They need the seniors to step up again one more time today to get it done. Because when you get there, then it's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah.
But you got to get there first. If you're South Bend St. Joe, you're pretty glad you're here in the semifinals. I mean, I didn't think that early in the year. I know Joey, who does a lot of stuff with us during the year, probably didn't realize that they were going to be there as well. So it's going to be a fun matchup. We'll see what happens.
Last time these two teams met, March 12th, it was 15-2 right here on this field, and Hamilton Southeastern got out to a fast start. They led 4-0 after 1, 7-1 at halftime, and they expanded that lead to 10-2 after the third quarter, and then they just kind of put things away with another 5 goals in the final period of play. Max Kemp, 3 goals, 2 assists. Owen O'Rourke had a goal and 6 assists. Shane Gastineau, 4 goals, and Jack Neff had 2 goals. And by the way, Dylan O'Rourke is available tonight to play. So, yeah. And the other news is that Brody Carlson, who got hurt against Culver, got cleared to play tonight. Problem is that he may not let him play because they're going to keep him safe, and maybe they can use him in the championship
Keep
game.
that head solid, right?
No doubt about it. So we're ready. The table is set. The semifinals are here. Hamilton Southeastern at 13-8. South Bend St. Joe at 12-5. They won their last 5. We'll get this one underway in just moments right here on Indiana SRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is
From warehousing to
Back once again here at Hamilton Southeastern High School. This broadcast copyrighted by Indiana SRN and the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association for the private use of our audience. Use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association and Indiana SRN is prohibited. Fast start has been the name of the game for the Royals. You see their final meeting before we get this one underway. I think this might be a lot like what we saw against Culver. Culver knew they could not afford to allow Hamilton Southeastern get off to a fast start.
Match. Right.
Exactly. But they came back and took the lead. But then they gave up goals in succession, and that's what hurt them. Is this the same thing for South Bend St. Joe? Can they afford to even get behind tonight?
One of the goals that I had down here tonight was they have to get a fast start. By fast start, they got to score, and then they have to play defense. Hamilton Southeastern just will pace themselves, and they don't get really worried about it. If you watch that game, I watched the replay the other night, and they didn't panic when they were down. It's like, don't worry about it, Coach. We got it, And it's like those drive you nuts when you're a coach. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting that the same officials that worked Saturday are working tonight. That's interesting as well. But it's going to be a great start. I think the weather has broke here.
Yeah.
I promise I did not bring any rain delays.
Like you had earlier.
I had a 90-minute rain delay.
Well, all I know is you told me off air how much you enjoyed it.
I did. I really did.
Yeah.
And, I do have stats, though. 12 hot dogs were eaten in that 90-minute delay, and I only had a half.
Really?
Yes.
A half a hot dog?
Yes. I did good.
We need a fact checker on
no,
that.
No, I did good.
I'm not sure that's
My
correct.
wife is listening and watching. I did good, honey.
Here we go. Face-off. And, of course, when you talk about the face-off, this is a Royals team that they simply dominate in that area, and they'll get the first face-off here tonight. Great to have you with us for the semifinal matchup. That is Gavin Wright. HSC will look to get on the board first. And I'll tell you what, they are so good behind the cage. And they open up much like what they do each and every match we've done this year. Very patient on offense. Watch them use the lanes. Then once they work behind the crease, they'll use cutters extensively. And we have seen that a lot this year. Owen O'Rourke, what a year he has had. He's a 52-26 player coming in. Max Kemp at 49-28. Shane Gastineau 29-16. Gavin Berry 29-11. Graham Ewing 23-9. And John Paul's at 12-12. And then, of course, David Gold, the freshman, what a game he had against Culver.
He woke up, didn't he? I like the color scheme for South Bend St. Joe today. The powder blue with the black with the little red trim. Pretty sharp looking.
Well, Hamilton Southeastern, I think, going old school, are they not?
Yeah, they're wearing the old whiteys.
Good look here at Jack Neff. Jack, the mighty short stick, will return it left. There's where they work behind the cage so well. You saw O'Rourke right there start to cut down the lane, but nothing was available.
What do you like about this? They've held the ball now almost 2 minutes.
Well, again, that is the patience you will see. That penalty will go against Hamilton Southeastern. So they hold the ball, give it up, and we'll see South Bend St. Joseph for the first time.
Forced him into crease.
Keep an eye on Joseph Saratori. 34-15 and a turnover early. That's one thing you really can't do against Hamilton Southeastern. Saratori with 34 goals, 15 assists on the year. Right behind Antonio Morel, 33 and 18. He has 51 points.
This afternoon in 1A, Heritage Christian beat a very good Evansville Memorial team, so Heritage will advance to the 12 o'clock game on Saturday, I do believe. We'll double check that. Hit the post.
Well, O'Rourke tried to go high on that shot. Might have been partially deflected by Anderson Davis there of South Bend St. Joseph. By the way, Davis plus 120 ground balls this year. That'll be big tonight for South Bend St. Joseph.
The 1A game at 12:30. They'll play. Heritage Christian will play the winner of Babuff Northridge. Babuff, the number 1 seed in 1A. Great ball game.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Very physical. This game is not as physical as that game has been.
Well, we still got plenty of time for sure. O'Rourke gets hit and then fires and misses. But we'll stay right here. Almost a turnover on that previous possession by the Royals. By the way, in goal, Stephen Eckrich, a .547 save percentage. Royals, again, very patient as they work it to the top. Firing low and missing just to the left of the keeper.
Lost track of where that ball was. That ball was on the net. That ball's still alive.
So now Indians in transition back the other way. And you will see the Royals and their quickness on defense will be big here today. Austin Fuda. First opportunity, and Kreckler with the save on the shot. That was Saratori on the shot attempt. And here come the Royals. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Long pass will find Shefferly. And once again, set it up, David Gold, the freshman, coming off that big game last week. By the way, Hamilton Southeastern has outscored their opponents now 70-20 in their last 5. There's a turnover. And South Bend St. Joe quickly in transition the other way. Good look there at Teddy Hasinski. And we've got an early timeout in this one as both teams will talk about this early portion. 7:29 remaining, no score.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Keith, a lot of times as you see the sideline there for the Royals, you get that early timeout. A lot of times you see something that you might be able to exploit that maybe you did not see on film or from the previous meeting these two teams had. Talk about the early timeout.
I think two things can happen for you. It's a timeout to wake you up to say, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because they're not moving as well as they have been in the previous games they've done. And number two, it's good to play that 3-4 minute and fill them out, because defensively they're feeling pretty good about themselves. Now you're telling them, okay, let's put it in high gear, let's go.
You know, we've had a couple of turnovers here early by the Royals, and that's something that they did do maybe more than they certainly wanted to against Culver. It ended up being a 14-9 win for the Royals, but again, they probably didn't take care of it as well as they had hoped so. But Tobolowski with the ball as he'll work it on the far side. Good look at Aiden Dowdle. Much like what you see with the Royals, a very patient offense now for South Bend St. Joseph. Boy, splitting the double team, and then the nice save by Kreckleff, the shot by Tobolowski. Ball bounces way outside and will eventually be picked up by Antonio Morel, and he'll draw a crowd.
Ground balls are a menace.
Especially if you don't get them. Morel stops.
Oh, he had the shot.
Yeah, he's outside the 8 meter, and then he changed his mind. Maybe he felt he didn't have a good angle. Boy, look at that defense there for the Royals. They are all over everyone that gets a possession. And there's a hard check. Ball knocked loose. That was Quinn Shefferly, the senior, laying on the hard hit.
That will rattle your teeth a little bit.
Ground ball picked up. Good look there at
good defense.
Dylan O'Rourke. Yep, there's another turnover. We head the other way quickly. Oh, they want to score quickly. That's really nice to see that defense, if you're the Royals, get back as fast as they did. I mentioned the last time they got together was 4-0 after 1, and right now South Bend St. Joseph holding their own. This year the Indians have had a huge advantage in ground ball wins, 469 to 216. So certainly they've been huge in that area, but there's another turnover.
And here's the speed of Hamilton Southeastern.
And this is really, again, we talked about what they do well. Morel trying to maybe jar the ball loose there from Shane Gastineau, who's in the lineup now for the Royals. Yeah, any time we've done their games, speaking of Hamilton Southeastern, if they get that fast break going and you don't get back on defense, we've seen how good of a passing team they are.
You are in trouble. I want to welcome the fans that are watching in South Bend. The athletic director, Anthony. Hope you're tuning in. Thank you very much for watching.
Well, good defense so far here by the Indians. You can see the Royals work behind the cage, which, as we've said time and time again, they're so effective. No cutters yet, but you got to keep your head on a swivel if you're the Indians defense, because they will send cutters, the Royals, all the time.
Oh, he had a shot.
Here's O'Rourke.
They almost are playing little conservative here.
Well, we thought that a little bit against Culver, right? I mean, we thought maybe they were
really early, really kind of come to the party late.
There you go. There he is. That is Shane Gastineau with the first goal, coming at 4:02 of this opening period. It took him a while, but there you have it. Gastineau now with 30 goals this year. Well, we went 8 minutes, nearly 8 minutes without a goal, and not very many shots on goal either. So the early 1-0 lead.
Boy, they get every face-off.
Good stick check from behind, unable to jar that one loose. And again, HSC on the attack. Here's what they do well. Low shot, and yes, that'll be Kevin Wright at 3:45. It only took him 19 seconds to make it 2-0. Boy. And that just shows you how quickly they kind of lull you to sleep. You think nothing's going to happen, and the next thing you know, bam.
Good job, Adam.
So Gavin Wright.
That's impressive.
Now, let me remind you, they got ahead of Culver 2-0, and Culver came back and bang, bang, and they were scoring goals left and right. That thing went back and forth the last time we were here.
They are checking the racket or the stick.
Yes, they are. They're going to check that netting to make sure that it's not too tight, not too loose. They're even measuring it.
Oh, my goodness. I've not ever seen them measure it.
Interesting.
I've not ever seen them measure a stick before. All right.
Well, apparently.
Well, now they officially have counted it.
Yeah, that was Gavin Wright's stick that they were looking at, and they deemed it was legal.
Yeah. You know, back in the day when we played, I won't finish.
Ground ball won by
the
Indians.
I have heard that Joey Lindstrom now is playing in a men's league.
Is he?
Yes. I told him to get his insurance because he's got to play on Thursday. He better be ready. Nice save.
Yeah, Kreckler on the long shot by Yergler.
He's got to be ready for Saturday.
Nice scoop. That's Morrell. O'Rourke, as he can only play behind the cage effectively, but he can really burn you out front if you're not careful. Look at that turn, missing wide to the right.
Good defense, though, by Anderson Davis.
Yeah, checked him right there at the last moment. Under a minute remaining. It'll remain with the Royals. Nice cut, and just missing Max Kemp, cutting down the right lane.
I like where that pass was.
Boy, one thing you watch, and again, I think O'Rourke maybe does it as good as anybody you'll see, is when he gets behind the crease and he bulldozes his way by the defender and finds that cutter. That's hard to defend for anybody, but now O'Rourke playing out front. Down to 22 seconds. No opening there on that left side. And we've got a whistle, and that'll go against in the crease against Hamilton Southeastern. A lot of body checking down there as Max Kemp unable to do anything. Turnover past midfield, 8 seconds. HSC will have to hurry. Can they get a shot? It's going to have to be a deep one if they do, and they turn it over at the last moment, and that will do it. Gastineau and Wright get the first 2 goals, and after one, Royals lead it 2-0.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At one point in my life, alcohol ruled supreme. It was not impossible for me to wake up just as drunk as before I went to sleep, and I use the term go to sleep loosely. I think on most nights it wasn't falling asleep, it was just passing out. There was no way I was getting out of it with my own willpower, so I decided to give Wheeler a try. And since my graduation from Wheeler's program, alcohol has not had any kind of hold on me whatsoever.
Good look there at the Indians after that long road trip back here to Hamilton Southeastern. The song you hear in the background is another of those songs you use for offerings at church. Gets them fired up.
Get them fired up. Get them in the wallet. Give.
Still don't believe the old half hot dog story you tried to feed out to us earlier.
Okay, I'll confess. You ready?
Yeah.
I have dropped 27.5 pounds.
I agree, and I'm so happy for you.
I'm staying healthy.
But I don't believe the half a hot dog. They don't make half hot dogs. You
I
eat
know.
the whole thing, or
I cut it in half.
who ate the other half?
I don't remember. Here's the goals.
Yeah, you saw the first one, and then, boy, that one just a shot low there for Gavin Wright. You know, we talk about HSC and all the seniors. They've been through championships over the last couple of years. They have that championship pedigree going into this playoff, and I think now that we know Carmel is winning 7-2 in their contest, that we believe now it will be the Greyhounds moving on, and I think Hamilton Southeastern would certainly love to get into their shot at Carmel and in the championship. It would be a lot of fun.
Don't count out St. Joe too early.
I won't. I will not do that. But after that penalty against South Bend St. Joseph, this is O'Rourke here on the near side. Is Owen O'Rourke, one of the seniors on this Royal team, hoping to get back. And by the way, those championship games will be played at Roncalli,
South side of Indianapolis,
which is a little bit, again, we've been here for the last couple of years, so that'll be a different venue for us.
Weather for Saturday is supposed to be very hot and humid.
But I'm sure a air-conditioned press box, right?
Sure it is.
We have one here, which is nice.
95 for the high on Saturday.
Good movement here again. Gastineau shoots low and got it. How about that? Shane Gastineau, number 2 on the night. It's 3-0. And the one thing we've seen now with Eckrich, he's having a hard time going low on those very, very hard shots.
Yeah, you know, it's just who steps up to do the work tonight. And, you know, the other day it was totally different ball club.
Yeah.
Gastineau at the 11:02 mark.
Well, and the one thing about it, Coach, is that when you think about all the weapons that the Royals have to choose from, it's hard to pick any one person.
Well, right there is the fact, you know, they win at least 80% of the face-offs. That gets you steering in the right direction.
You don't think how many possessions you can add to an entire game when you win the face-off. And we have seen them where they can score so quickly, like we did in the first 2 goals, and we have seen them where they can use a lot of clock and really make you chase on defense. And as you know, sometimes you just get tired of chasing and you lose your concentration, and that's where the Royals can take advantage.
Now, we are in the first half. If you're watching at home in the scoreboard, that's the first half. It was 2-0 after, you know. Oh, now we have second quarter. There you go.
All right. We are coming up in the world.
I tell you what, our production team, they don't go to sleep. They figure out things. I mean, the opening tonight was fantastic.
Yeah. What do we have? Artificial intelligence to my left?
Well, that's Sticks. Yeah, Stick Morales is with us, and Adam Deraguski is the other guy that's with us tonight.
We really scraped the bottom of the barrel here with
you and him.
Yes,
both
you're
of us,
exactly
right.
Neither one of us are in the top 15. Long shot and a nice save. Eckrich took that one high, and the ball squirts away, goes out of play.
Did you see the backhanded shot there? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. South Bend St. Joseph will actually get possession. That was last touched by the Royals. Well, that was a shot right at the midsection of Eckrich. I'm not sure he got, I think he ended up getting the stick on the shot, but how about that collision at midfield? Morrell and Gastineau.
That's a great no call right there by the official. Let them play. That's great. Oh, my goodness, there's a foul.
Gastineau takes off the helmet, and we've got another flag as he says something there to Anderson Davis.
And now he's running right off the field because he knows he's probably going to get a foul called.
Well, the first one, I would imagine, has to be on South Bend St. Joseph. But then when you take your helmet off
And scream.
And scream is probably not the best thing to do. But I understand tempers will flare now and then, especially as hard-hitting as that was right there at midfield. And now you see the three officials meeting. Generally, we aren't privy to what they're talking about, so we kind of guess it.
Now, Saturday we'll have a sideline reporter throughout the day.
We should have had one tonight.
Well, you know,
I thought maybe you do it.
I can't do two things at once. I've tried. Let's break down Saturday, though.
Okay.
The Invitational is at 10 a.m. 12:30 is the 1A state championship. 2A is the 3A. 3:30 is the 2A. For girls, also, we have the championship game at 1:30, and their 2A championship game is at 4:30. Also on Thursday, if things work out, we will be at Aspen Creek Grove talking to the champion coaches, but we have not secured that quite yet.
See the official there on the far side motioning what the penalties are. One of those will be Anderson Davis, so he is in the penalty box, as you may say, along with Shane Gastineau. And I see that both teams are now heading to the sidelines, and I'm not sure if this is an official timeout or they're just bringing the teams together. You see it right there, the Royals meeting, so I'm assuming they had gotten a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 3-0 HSE.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Well, Keith, we got word on the penalty minutes for each of the two players, and looks like they'll be over there for 1 minute.
Yeah, that's a long 1 minute. How about this staff at Hamilton Southeastern, huh?
Yeah.
Doug, I tell you what, Doug is the man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
I know.
And he's going to buy you a half hot dog tonight.
The other half you didn't take, right? Ball loose. Who will pick up this 50-50 ground ball, and the official blowing that one dead. It will go to the Royals. So we're really, again, we're even here with both players being penalized. Both right after the timeout. The teams, again, got a timeout. I'm sure at that stage you can't tell your players settle down a little bit.
Yep.
When emotions run too high,
well, you want to be here.
Anybody.
You want to play Saturday.
Exactly. Low shot off the left. Good job again by, this time, Gavin Berry. Boy, here's one.
Mark, though, was the guinea pig. He called for the ball, and then I think that's where they played the defense and opened up that shot. Man, they have awareness.
Well, one other thing about it, you got to really, you're going to have to do, if you're South Bend St. Joseph, not only try to win these faceoffs more, but you're going to have to play better inside the 12 meters. You cannot allow HSE to get that close, because those are point-blank shots. And we have seen too many Hamilton Southeastern games this year where they will take full advantage. Once you get so close that there's not much that Eckridge could do.
Here comes the pick. Oh, they're going to run him right in the pick.
Yeah, but look at the spacing here. Look how spread out everyone is.
And, they don't worry. They're not worrying about it. Any clock. There's a nice little pass ground ball. Now, that's how I used to play.
That's how I know. Yours is all roll on the ground.
You bet. Carmel leads 8-2 in the third on our sister station.
Gastineau, the shot low again, and another goal by Gavin Barry at 7:45. Only 1 minute and 3 seconds. Barry scored goal number 4. Now he's got his second of the night. You have to believe at this point that Hamilton Southeastern has seen something. So we got a timeout. 7:45 to go, period 2. HSC leads it 5-0.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back here at Hamilton Southeastern, as you see the Royals. And by the way, they have just, I got to go back to what I said a little bit ago before the timeout. They must have seen something that they like. Hey, look at that. If you want to support, that's nice.
Yeah, contact me, coach at IndianaSRN. Want to thank Beth Bowles and getting the word out for the girls' side. The goal is for the lacrosse in state of Indiana to have a girl game and a boy game of the week during lacrosse. And when you have people behind, good people behind that, we need your support. So contact us so we can get that done. And we will travel.
We will?
Well, one of us in this booth will travel.
I was going back to, you have Gastineau at 2, Barry 2, and I would be interested if we could find out if Hamilton Southeastern does advance. What was it that they saw against Eckrich that they're going low all the time on their shots?
I guarantee you Coach Beasley won't tell me that until Saturday night around 7:30.
Face-off one here by South Bend St. Joseph. It's been a while. Looks like Davis in control. The long stick. Mitty shoots low, and wow, there's Kreckler again.
And then surrounded the ball. That big old club there surrounded that one.
The one thing about, we've talked extensively about Kreckler too, is his ability to play low. As big of a guy as he is, I don't know if you stood next to him, but he's a big fella.
Got an update here, but Buff leads 7-2, first quarter. Second quarter.
Change once again.
How about IndianaSRN having 4 games tonight?
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
How in the world do you find 4 people to? Well, more than 4.
Took 16 people tonight.
16 people. Long shot, knocked down.
That's why we're the Indiana sports leader.
Quinn Boyer, by the way, was able to deflect that last long shot.
We'll be talking to the athletic director from Hamilton Southeastern at halftime tonight. What a facility.
Yeah. Got some baseball, softball going on. That one, did it go over the line? And I think they said it did. Great effort, though, by Eckrich to get the stop, but unfortunately could not get it from rolling across the line.
Was that David Gould on the goal?
It was number 12, actually, which is David Gould. See, his first of the night. So that is the 4th goal scored now here in this quarter alone. That one coming at 6:15.
It looked like he was holding his shoulder.
Yeah, look at that bounce right there.
Yep. And then gets up and go, yes!
Yeah.
Freshman.
Got to push from behind. That's going to go against.
They got several freshmen on this team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 freshmen on this team. They lose a lot of seniors, though.
And that's why they're hoping that they can win another championship this year.
12 seniors go away. They got a couple of their rings. They won 3, don't they?
Yeah. We have not seen, other than that last shot and a great save by Kreckler, haven't seen the offense get going at all here for South Bend St. Joseph. They can barely get into any set plays, and they go out of bounds on the far side, so another turnover. I think the aggressiveness of this Royal defense can really disrupt you offensively, and we've seen that time and time again. By the way, Dylan O'Rourke, nice to have him in. That's a shot wide by Owen O'Rourke. Boy, great to have, you know, we think Dylan coming back and his first game, the sophomore.
He got banged up pretty bad Saturday.
And you're. Oh, that's right. Listen, I told you about I got to do it again.
Oh.
Because there is a lacrosse term called NARP, non-athletic regular person, and that's you. So I want to make sure everybody knows that's you.
Well,
shot wide.
If you want to send me a T-shirt with that on there, I'll wear it gladly.
The old non-athletic regular person.
Oh. I should wear 00?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. You know, they retired my number at Howe High School.
I bet they did.
I'll tell you why.
I bet you will. Ball loose. Ground ball picked up. Stolen away. Another turnover there for South Bend St. Joseph.
Oh,
boy.
He shot that from half.
He just across midfield.
Oh.
Kai Trott there, the senior.
That's a shot on goal, isn't it?
I believe it is.
It went on the goal.
Yeah, it would have to have been, yeah. Maybe he was thinking about passing it and figured, why not?
Coach, that's a three-pointer. I tried my three.
Anderson Davis getting checked. Boy, Lucas Kress being very physical, and that's going to go against South Bend St. Joseph, so they're unable to do anything on offense yet one more time.
They didn't get it in the box, did they?
No. Didn't even really come close. Good look behind the cage once again. Here's Ewing. Ewing fires and misses. He didn't have a great angle on this left side. You could see the miss from here. But they're able to get the possession back, and only 3.5 remaining.
So how did you get the North thing?
We looked it up. We needed a new nickname for you.
Did my friend help you down there?
Yeah. NARP. Yep.
Yep. I want to thank the small people that made me big.
Yep. Long shot, but very high.
Hit the goalpost. I love it.
John Pauls, I think you'd rather hit the net instead of the goalpost.
Did you hear the vibration of ding, ding? That's what happens when you hit me in the head. What a crowd on hand.
Yeah.
Woo.
Royals really support their lacrosse teams, and deservedly so. And now South Bend St. Joseph trying to get on the board for the first time.
Flag.
Yep.
This might be against St. Joseph.
Jack Helm was working behind the cage, and that one was attempted, but it goes high in the air, and that'll be a souvenir for somebody. Do you keep lacrosse balls if they come in the stands?
I try to.
Do you?
Yeah.
You sell them later on eBay or something?
Yeah. Autographed them.
Yeah. So in other words, you really devalue them when you get a hold of them. Wow.
My Sharpie doesn't work very well tonight.
Changes for both teams with 2:35 remaining, and South Bend St. Joseph will be a man up right here as one on the sidelines now is Brody Carlson. I think that's Carlson, 32. It says 32 on the sideline there for Hamilton Southeastern. So now chance here, and that one behind the back or between the legs, one of the two.
That was a pretty good shot.
Zach Yergler there for South Bend St. Joseph. Still a power play opportunity now. Can't wait a long time on this one. As that shot long by Antonio Morel, or was that, yeah, I think that was Morel out top. Another good save by Kreckler. And that'll go against South Bend St. Joseph. Well, the one thing you don't want to do here, if you are South Bend St. Joseph, you cannot give up another goal. 6 is really tough
it's really
right
tough,
now, but
right?
man,
Yeah.
7
6 would be tough, yeah.
Under 90 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And for halftime, when we have a guest, just give me a shot of the whole
Whistle
thing.
by the
And
official
you can lock it down to
on the outside, and I think that's going to go against the Royals. So big break there if you're the Indians. Chance to get it back with 1:15 remaining.
It would be great to have a goal if you're St. Joseph.
Yeah, I think they've got to get something. If they don't get it here, near turnover, was it touched by the Royals? I believe it was. So, nope, they're going to say it was a turnover. So there is another big mistake there for the Indians. So when you get possession, and they haven't had a ton of possessions here in the first half to get themselves into scoring position, then when you do get it back, another turnover. Here come the Royals once again. They'll work again behind the cage. That is Max Kemp, patiently waiting to see as that clock runs down to 35 seconds. Now look at everybody backing away here as you see Hamilton Southeastern. Then they'll decide if they're going to let Kemp go low, and they do, and it bounces off the post. He had a pretty good look, but then a near turnover.
Oh, no. Goalie has to hustle back.
Yep. This is O'Rourke looking back to the middle. Shot and knocked down. Shefferly with the good attempt, and that's going to do it for the first half. But another big turnover nearly costing South Bend St. Joseph here in the first half. And if they're going to get back into this one, Keith, they got to find a way to get shots. They're just not getting enough shots on goal.
Yeah, the aggressive play that Hamilton Southeastern displayed there, very impressive. Now you go in the locker room, regroup. If I'm coaching, I do not go in the locker room there. You don't want to get them cold. You want to keep them in that same temperature. So should be very interesting.
Well, right now it is all Hamilton Southeastern. Here at halftime, they lead it 6-0.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
can't make it to the game, we've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune into all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
On Saturday.
Welcome back. Halftime score: Hamilton Southeastern 6, St. Joseph 0. I gotta stop calling it Mount St. Joe. Jim Self joins us. He's the athletic director at Hamilton Southeastern, and your boys team won very well last night as they go to the regionals next week.
Yes. Baseball team had a big upset, beat number 2 ranked Noblesville. Again, anything can happen. Anything can happen in that tournament, and we're blessed with 2 really good starting pitchers and a good reliever, so we get to do it again on Saturday.
And this lacrosse team just keeps winning, and they had, they play another half. They did the first half. They head to Roncalli on Saturday.
Yeah, it's exciting. The culture of our boys lacrosse program starts at the top with Scott Beasley, works through those assistant coaches that hold kids accountable, and it's really a great group of young men. And then you see out here just the support that Hamilton Southeastern gets for lacrosse is second to none.
We were here for football about 2 years ago. Sean Kroll allowed us to do the Hamilton Southeastern Fisher game, and there was not a seat in the house, and people wanted our seats. The support that you have overall in this school, and it doesn't matter if there's a hallway that needs painted. I'm sure you'd have a crowd watching people paint the wall.
No question. I've been blessed to be at Hamilton Southeastern for 23 years as athletic director, 29 overall, and just a tremendous place for me to raise my family, great place to work. But, it's a place that has high expectations. It starts with our parents have high expectation of their kids, have high expectations of our coaches. And you know what? You wouldn't want to work anywhere else. It's just a blessing. And the support from our parents, you said it, that Fishers HSE rivalry, 8,000 people, maybe 8,000 plus, just doesn't get any better. Half red, half blue.
Yeah. And it's nice when the blue team wins, right?
It's always nice.
Okay.
We always say that blue is the color of first place. At least that's what I say.
The parents that you had involved in this game of lacrosse, because it's not school sanctioned yet. The IHSLA has not sanctioned. They need to. We did volleyball. Come on, let's go. Get that done. The staff, the president, and working hand to hand with you, there's an advantage there when everybody believes in the same thing. That's why IndianaSRN is doing this, because of what they believe in, what we have done in the last 5-6 years for lacrosse.
Our group of parents for lacrosse has been unbelievable. Last 2 years hosting the state finals, they needed when they needed things from me, it was easy because they were willing to help, and they just jump in, and their committees, their organization, again, they just first-class group. They're easy to get behind because they do things in a first-class way.
Let's talk a little bit about the coverage. All semifinals are on IndianaSRN tonight, which is a feat for us. Then 5 games on Saturday with the 3 boys games and the 2 girls games. We have shown that leadership, and people trust what we're doing. we put a pretty good product on the field, and we need people like you and the athletic directors of all the leagues to get that done.
Well, no question. You guys do a great job. We know Sean Kroll well, and he has obviously worked with you, and just in the support of high school athletics in Central Indiana, and it starts with IndianaSRN, but it is amazing. And I think that you're watching a good product. What you're covering is a good product.
Well, the play-by-play guy is a little sketchy tonight, but other than that, we're doing really well.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the next step for you. Graduation is Saturday. If you win, your boys will have to graduate Friday night. Is that correct?
No, they will graduate Friday morning in our Leonard Auditorium. We'll do a 9 o'clock ceremony for them. They will be in cap and gown. Their parents, grandparents, anybody that loves them can come. We will do it for our boys lacrosse, our girls track team, and our baseball team. We'll all graduate early. We've done it in the past. We've tried to up the ante a little bit. The administrators will be in cap and gown as well. I've opened my big mouth and said we need to have a speaker at that early graduation. We haven't done that in the past. We've just handed them diplomas. So when I opened my mouth, they told me, great, you'll do a good job.
I was the AD for 20 years. I've done that a lot.
Yeah.
My size 12 fits real well in my mouth, my wife says.
Yeah.
With the early graduation, it's got to be kind of cool because those kids have something that they can look for. Mom and dad can come, grandma can come, and then they can head right down and do what they need to do because, again, we need those kids on the field as well.
Well, and what it is that they graduate in front of their class. So really it's a graduation ceremony that turns into a pep rally that the focus is on those kids that are competing and still competing for a state championship. What a blessing.
I'm sure you take the whole entire month of June and July and come back August 15th when the Jamboree starts. And all kiddiness aside, what does your summer look like? I know we're very busy. We'll be talking a little bit off air about that, but how's that summer play in?
Well, in 23 years, I can tell you it's changed. There's a lot more going on in the summer than there used to be. Sometimes I think that's okay. Sometimes I think we wish we'd let kids have a little bit more of a break. But that being said, I come in, I work in the mornings most of June and July, and then get it going here in late July.
We thank you for your time. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do for us.
Appreciate all you do for high school athletics. Thank you very much.
We'll take a break. When we come back, second half action. It's IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back once again here at Hamilton Southeastern High School. And, well, now second half. It is crunch time, Coach. You got to get something going if you're South Bend St. Joseph. They just have not been able to generate really much of a challenge against Kreckler here today, but they got to find some offense.
Well, you got 24 minutes, and every single time that counts down. If you're Hamilton Southeastern, you want that clock to go 12-0 very quickly. If you're Mount St. Joe, now what you need to do, you got to be deliberate on how you get those goals done. You can't get it done in one shot. You have to take your time. You got to, but defensively, offensively, I think they can break some scoring. But how's their defense? Because I think we hit the head on the nail with the low goals. That every goal has been on the ground, pretty much, that has been scored by Hamilton Southeastern.
Gastineau got things started in the opening period with a goal at 4:04. Wright scored at 3:45, so it shows you how quickly they scored the first two goals. Then they went 11:02, 8:48, 7:45, and 6:15. I mean, it was just that within 5 minutes. They'd scored 4 goals and now lead at 6-0. Dylan O'Rourke. Again, another opportunity there for South Bend St. Joseph, and unable to come up with even a attempt against Kreckler here in the first 30 seconds of play.
Northridge just scored 3 goals under 3 minutes to make that lead 7-5 to start of the third quarter. Northridge did not go away.
You know, one thing we talked about earlier with HSE and their ability to get out and run and score quickly, as O'Rourke fires low just to the left. I want to ask you, if you think about the rematch, if they make it next week or next on Saturday against Carmel, do you think that the deliberateness on the offense you're seeing here tonight, what we saw against Culver, something they want to do is maybe make sure that's a low-scoring affair? Another shot by Gastineau and a good save.
I would think you're right because it seems to work for you 3 games in a row or 2 games in a row. You keep dancing with the same dance partner.
Yeah. High shot once again. I believe it was Gastineau working from behind the crease and shoots it wide, so back over now to South Bend St. Joseph.
Carmel leads 11-5 in the fourth quarter. Looks like Carmel has might be ticketing.
Looks like they'll make that trip to Roncalli. Huh?
Yes, sir. Right down 465. And that great construction on the south side of Indianapolis. Cannot wait to go through that on Saturday.
You know, where I live, I don't have to worry about that. I can just...
Yeah. You'll take the helicopter.
See, I live inside the loop, see.
You'll take the SRN
I will.
helicopter.
Yeah. That whole 2 miles or whatever it is from my house.
I know our production team is setting up Friday afternoons so we can sleep until 6 on Saturday.
You're sleeping in till 6, are you? Good for you. South Bend St. Joseph back on the attack. This is Andrew Leatherman. Well, there's just not an opening right here. You get by maybe one defender, and then there's another one coming up to lay a check on you or make you go in another direction. Fans that have made the trip here from South Bend just haven't had much to cheer about so far. Here's Morrell. He's been held in check. Working there against Gavin Barry. I mean, they're just beating him up, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good.
Morrell's like, wait a minute.
See if plays developing.
Work behind the cage. Good pass. Low and knocked away by Kreckler again. That was Leatherman on the shot. This time a bounce right in front of Kreckler, and he's able to get another save. Loose ball, and who will get the 50-50 ball here? It will be HSE coming up with it, Teddy Johnson. Good look here at Dylan O'Rourke. Gastineau to the inside. Shot good. This time they went high. Great pass. Gastineau finding his teammate, Max Kemp. That is what HSE does so well when they can pass that efficiently. Take a look at this one. You know what made the difference on that shot right there? Did you see Kemp's head? His head went down like that. I think the keeper was thinking he was going to go down. He shot up. So he took the head fake.
Like the shot fake in basketball.
Yep. Which they don't really do enough anymore. Need the old Dan Issel head fake.
There's the first face-off won by
in a while.
Joe. Yep.
Yep. Tobolski trying to find an opening, but here comes the double team again. Boy, that long stick there by Dalton Fertig. He's just a freshman, and he is stick checking and keeping the offensive player in front of him and nearly jarred that one loose. But now 50-50 ball at midfield. Who's going to come up with it? Whistle, and they go over the line. That'll be a turnover again for South Bend St. Joseph.
Crowd is back into this game. If you're Hamilton Southeastern, they have not been quiet at all.
No reason to right now with a 7-0 lead here in the third.
I want to thank Justin Lockwood for the nice comment about the coverage tonight. Justin watching from South Bend.
Well, I'm sure he's hoping his Indians, I'm assuming he's cheering for the Indians,
Yes,
can
sir.
get something going on offense, but it just hasn't been their night so far. And here's what, again, if you've watched the Royals play, they can lull you to sleep right here if you're not careful. John Paul's left hand behind the cage was not a shot attempt. He was looking to play that one off the pass, and the ball will be scooped up. That is Kress.
Didn't force it, did he? Can't come right back, reset.
Well, speaking of Hamilton Southeastern, I think they've really, other than a couple of early turnovers, they've taken care of the possession really well. That's a low shot attempt by Kemp, just wide to the left. Possession stays, though, with the Royals. They backed it up well. Kemp had a really good look. I think he might have had Eckrich a little bit off the mark. Shot high will go past once again as Ewing unable to get the goal there, and it'll go back over again to the Indians.
Halfway through the third period.
Good effort on the chase there by Owen O'Rourke, and now the Indians trying to find some running room. They'll make a couple of changes. One of those coming out of the lineup was Alex Hempsey. Well, this defense has been very good tonight for Hamilton Southeastern. There's just not much running room. I mean, you can run a lot, but there's no room to find any gaps. Maybe a chance right here. And that one sidearmed, and Kreckler able to get that one as Yergler.
He has stopped every attempt tonight.
But look at how far Yergler had to shoot it. I mean, it was
10, 15-yard line.
At least to that point, and they're going to have to get a lot closer against Kreckler. Ball scooped up, rare turnover. Chance here in the goal, finally, for the Indians. That'll be Joseph Saratori on the goal. And they finally getting a scoring column at 5:09, but it was caused and scored off a turnover. A rare turnover, at least in the last couple of quarters there for Hamilton Southeastern, as you got another look at it right there. How many times we talk about in that Culver matchup, we had a turnover and a goal.
Yep.
And that's what hurt Culver a lot.
3 or 4 times. Kept Culver in ball game.
Yeah. So they finally break the ice here tonight in the third, still down by 6. Hamilton Southeastern wasting no time as they attempt to get back in a position as you get a good look at Owen O'Rourke.
Put 3 new guys on the floor. Kind of like that free substitution rule. Wish we had that in basketball.
I agree. I also think that you after a made basket, you shouldn't have to take it out of bounds. You take it out of the net and go. I mean, why take it out of bounds, right?
You and Casey Pierce. You want grenades in football too?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Royals. Good look at Neff.
Boy, they're just taking their time.
They are. Again, I think it's that sense where we can possess and score at will, and they did right there. How about that? Gavin Berry one-on-one. He has the hat trick tonight. And South Bend St. Joseph again down by 7. In defense of the goalie, Eckrich, that's tough because it was a one-on-one. Watch this. No defender comes over at all.
And shot it high. Left corner.
Well, I was keeping an eye on there on Teddy Hasinski. If he slides over, he might at least prevent Barry from getting such a good look. Boy, a big hit there at midfield. Saw Caleb Johnson go down on the turf, and that'll go against South Bend St. Joseph. So they're back on defense yet one more time. You know, what's interesting about that last shot by Barry, he really didn't have to go low, as they have done so many times. That's going to be a turnover the other way, pass a little bit too high behind the cage. Kemp was able to score off the left side in his second goal, this time on the right side, but it was pretty much a one-on-one. Ball loose. We have contact both ways. Who got the shove call there? They're going to go against the Royals. And this is Antonio Morel, and he just has been swamped here tonight as he loses it out of bounds. Fans yelling their displeasure. No call there, as the Royals will have Kemp. And then the ball comes back over again to South Bend St. Joseph. There are essentially 15 minutes remaining in this contest. Ball bounced high. Anderson Davis, who, by the way, is probably the tallest lacrosse player we've seen in a while.
Hold on to your hats. You ready for an update?
Yes.
Northridge just scored again. It is now 7-6, and they are in the third period.
And while you're talking there, Owen O'Rourke puts another ball in the net at 2:36. That one coming about a minute and 21 seconds after the Barry goal to make it now 9-1. Take a look at this again. Defense got to slide over.
Oh, he same left corner.
I'm not sure what Hasinski is seeing there. A couple of times if he doesn't slide over, which he didn't do there, you basically have given up another one-on-one goal.
Saturday is matching up to be a great day of lacrosse.
Now 9 goals on the board here. Last time they met back on March the 12th, it was 15-2. So you're talking about 24 goals, if my math is correct, in the 2 matchups thus far between these two teams. Seen a couple of shots on goal as Morel gets inside. That one deflected. Good defense by Dylan O'Rourke as he was able to stay with Antonio Morel. Kreckler looking to try to find where that ball was, and it squirted away, but again, that's really good defense. Stick check from behind. And the ball back over to the Royals. That's a great stick check by that HSE defense. If you're HSE right now, you get one more. And again, I'm not saying that South Bend St. Joseph is not capable, but you got a lot of work to do now. I mean,
especially with under a minute 20 to play in this quarter.
Yeah, it just is. The offense just is not there.
Again, St. Joe played a great year. Upset a couple people in this tournament, but has found maybe a buzzsaw tonight.
Well, other than a couple of turnovers, HSC has played extremely well. We've seen the passing as we would expect to be. They have shown their quickness again here tonight. I think from the offensive standpoint, it's really kind of what we expect from when we watch HSC. There's Gastineau. But the thing is, I've been more impressed with again tonight just their ability, not just Crackler in goal, but all the support he is getting from everyone else. Boy, good check from behind.
Nice check.
I think that might have been. That was Quinn Boyer who got the stick on that one. Boy, don't turn it over right here. Austin Fuda able to pick that one up. May not be enough time here as we are winding things down in this third quarter. Morrell ended up losing it on the sidelines. He's trying to hurry, and you can't fault him there, but he turns it over. How about this shot? But it's going to go wide by Dylan O'Rourke as he tries it from midfield. Another 4 goals scored in the quarter, 3 of those by HSC. They lead it 9-1.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Take a look there at the Indians. And again, if you'd like to support more coverage on IndianaSRN of lacrosse, we, by the way, are the only ones doing lacrosse.
Yes, sir.
Contact Keith, coach at IndianaSRN.org. By the way, Hamilton Southeastern has now outscored their opponents in the last 6 games, 79-21.
On Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock, Munster is taking on South Bend Adams in the Invitational. Heritage Christian is waiting for the winner of Babuff and Northridge, and Carmel is now waiting for Hamilton Southeastern or St. Joe. So 2 tickets have been stamped, 2 more yet, and we have 12 minutes of each game left. So we should have our total lineup. Check out our website and our Twitter account throughout the weekend as we will promote, thanks to our sponsors and the lacrosse board of directors.
Well, right now, if you're Hamilton Southeastern, as you get a good look at Owen O'Rourke, you're using clock and forcing South Bend St. Joseph to try to maybe hurry things along more than they want to as a flag goes down. And we got another push here, so we got changes here for the Indians. And we thought earlier that if South Bend St. Joseph was going to really challenge this one here tonight, that they would have to score early, and then their defense was really going to have to play well. And you look at there at the Royals, they're not going to take any unnecessary shots right here, as that pass eventually scooped up by Neff. So now you're probably thinking more about Saturday, right? I mean, you really got to focus in on Carmel. There's another goal. That's going to be Max Kemp. That'll be his second goal. That earlier matchup between Hamilton Southeastern, as you get another look at the Kemp goal. Carmel won that contest. So I'm sure if you're the defending champions, Hamilton Southeastern, you're looking forward to getting to Ron Colley on Saturday and get another shot at the Greyhounds.
Yep.
Now the tally's up to 80-21 over the last 6 games.
That's incredible.
Good look at Kowalski, and that one, you heard that one hit the pipe. And a great bounce right to HSC. Wow, look out there. I'm not sure how Johnson got by that check. Winding, and that's a long time goal right there. John Pauls. Flag is down, but nobody saw that one. We haven't heard the Canadian national anthem in a while. We know that he has relatives in Canada. Look at this. Wow.
I mean, he just ran up and fired that thing.
That had some smoke on that one.
Good at him.
By the way, that came less than 20 seconds since the Kemp goal. You talk about a high-on-high shot. I'm not sure that Eckrich even closely saw where that was. No fault of his. That just was maybe the hardest shot we've seen all night. We're checking the stick right there. Is that Shefferly? 2 stick checks tonight.
Now the stick will stay at the scorer's table.
So I'm always curious what you see as an official. How do you see that?
I'll be honest with you. It's probably been attention to the player. Player probably said, let's give it a shot. It's like the old days in baseball with the pine tar. You couldn't be past the label. And many of the baseball bats were above the label. It's how you pick it and how you're going to enforce the rule. The neat thing is they are enforcing the rule. And I'm sure there's no intent there.
Yeah.
It's just nature of the beast.
Well, especially when you consider that I'm not sure how close I would check my equipment, depending on what was wrong with the stick. But now
you see less of it in the college game because you have an equipment manager. Yeah. You know, in high school, the kid is the equipment manager.
Well, you're man up and you make a mistake like that, and so now here come the Royals again. Dylan O'Rourke. Not sure how many turnovers have been committed tonight by the Indians, but they've had a lot. And then they turn it over the other way.
The Buff just scored in the fourth quarter to make it 8-6.
So we've had 2 sticks that have been checked. One deemed legal, the other one not. Good look near side, Jack Helm. Indians work it inside. Nice save, Kreckler again. That was Yergler on the shot. Ball is going to be picked up by O'Rourke, and he got checked several times from behind by Morrell. Go back here to the Indians. That one whipped. Sidearm attempt by Saratori.
They're scored at will. 8-7 now. Babuff.
Wide shot by Flynn Leonard. That one bounced in front of Kreckler. Once again, Leonard gets the save. You know, that is just amazing, Kreckler.
How do you see that?
I don't know. We may have to ask him because I'm not sure. His ability to stay in front of some of those really hard shots is incredible. Caleb Johnson, he was able to bring that ball to midfield, and he was getting hit big time.
I was talking to Lee today. Lee Cook did the play-by-play for the Heritage game. He goes, this is a non-contact sport. And the first whack, I said, yeah, tell that kid he didn't get any contact.
Yeah. It's like basketball. It's no contact there either.
Exactly right.
Royals only 8 minutes away with a 10-goal lead here in the fourth quarter.
The welch that you have the next day
may change your mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you see Gavin Berry that time? I think he had a lane he could have taken.
Just gave it back to the outside.
Yep.
That's good coaching by the coaching staff, saying, hey, we got enough. Let's just take some time.
When you're going to, again, force that defense to do a lot of chasing. And
well, you start getting tired. Your legs get heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's opening a flat again.
Yeah. They're going to work behind that cage, though. Here's Gastineau, shoots that one high.
Gastineau's not afraid to shoot the ball. He's got 3 goals on the night. Correction, 2.
Yeah, he had the first goal and the third goal. But they've had, 3 by him, or 2 by him. Kemp has had 3. Barry's had 3. Take that back. Kemp's got a couple. Paul's getting into the act. So, again, it's nothing different that we haven't seen.
It's a scoring machine.
They just have too many weapons. And will be a turnover.
They held on to that ball about two and a half minutes. Got a timeout.
Well, timeout. Hamilton Southeastern leads it 11-1.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Take a look at South Bend St. Joseph. Do you have an update on
Babuff and Northridge 8-8? I didn't know Neil Diamond was here today.
Yeah, he shows up here quite often. Usually about this time.
Really?
Yeah. Think about it, they play that song in just about every venue now toward the end of the game, and everybody loves it.
You got 6-year-olds that are singing it. You know how old that song is?
It's old.
It's 60 years old.
Back in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's when music was music.
Well, that's when back in your prime. You were what, 3? No, you were probably 13 in the 70s, weren't you?
I was.
Man, you're an old man. Goalie is way outside the goalie. He's going to shoot.
Well, he attempted. Well, there is a flag down around the 25. Well, it's all academic from here. I'm sure for South Bend St. Joseph, they would love to finish this thing out in a positive manner. They just have not had those scoring opportunities that they needed against a team that now when you look at it, they've outscored their opponents 81-20 over the last 6 games. Sidearm shot wide.
Here comes
Jurgler.
Here comes the flag, the enforcement. So our day will start early Saturday morning.
Your day will, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have the first 2?
No. Do I?
I don't know.
I think I got the second two. I got 2 and 3.
Okay. Well, you can come for game 1.
I'd love to.
Okay,
yeah. If
great.
I find a way to get there early, I will.
Right.
Who's bringing
I'll
breakfast?
come pick you up.
Yeah, I bet you will.
My Uber driver will be picking you up.
I'm assuming Jerry's there early too?
We have not talked about the committee and how we're going to do that quite yet.
First guy in, the last guy out. Nobody can beat you, Troy. I can't even get the broadcast closed, and you're out the ball.
That's a shot hit the post.
I will tell you this: with Adam Deraguski here, that there will be cleanup, and Deraguski, Dad Deraguski, will be the first time he'll stay 25 minutes after the game to make sure everything's back into the vehicle.
Well, you know what they say. I mean, listen, the thing is, that's a nice save by Kreckler. Why have everybody tear stuff down and get in the way, right?
Oh, my goodness.
That's my philosophy.
I'm just glad Adam's here.
Now, I'll help you unplug things, but I can't put everything away.
Okay, fine.
And I'll even help you carry it to the car.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know where he parked, but I think he parked way over there on 465.
Parked up at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, there you go. Under 5 to go.
If this is the first time you've listened to our broadcast, we do have fun.
Yes. Oh, big hit from behind. 2 flags down. That's an easy call.
All about the kids. And again, if you like to support more lacrosse, contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.
Buff just scored with 2 minutes left to go.
The Buff just scored, make it 9-8, 2 minutes to play.
I noticed you already have the football schedule first week up there, too. Wow. You know, you realize it's only June, July, and August we're back into football again.
Yeah. Do you realize we're 5 weeks away from our training?
Who's training? Oh, you mean SRN training?
Yes.
Oh.
Keith's going to be producing next week.
Are you producing? I know how you love to do that.
I know our CEO and I are negotiating my contract.
I bet you are. I've watched you produce. It's fun.
It's very challenging.
Yes.
I lost some hair doing it.
Too bad we can't watch what he produces.
Wow. I'm glad that was off the air.
4.5 to go. How about that one?
There
Long
you go.
Shot and the score by South Bend St. Joseph. That'll be Flynn Leonard, who's had a couple of shots here in the 4th. We're talking about a downtown shot here. I think he was past he's at the 20-yard line. So that'd be about 15-yard shot right there.
Very good stick check, deserves another.
Well, we've had more stick checks than I can remember. And I think it's always the tall young guys doing the stick check. Look at him. He's got the old, he's got tape measure out and everything.
Anders, where are you going?
He must not live like in South Bend where they got to get home at some point tonight, right? He probably lives close.
I think both schools are out. That will help.
I got to tell you, though, Nicholas Weber, who the player was that had the stick, probably sitting there going, I barely even get to play right now. You're checking my stick.
Come on, Stripes. 1-4-2. Give me a break. I do like the round of applause by the St. Joe team. Yay.
Well, that's number 3 there for Hamilton Southeastern. So that is funny. I just love the reaction of the player.
Well, you too would say that. You know, you had a hard time scoring, goals tonight, and you're going to try to take one away from me.
There's a check right there that sent Eli Brantman down. By the way, a lot of changes here for the Royals, so they've pretty much emptied their bench, you may say, other than Kreckler stays in as the goalie as we come up on 4 minutes. Boy, Morrell, who is a very talented player, I mean, he's got to turn his head. He had a guy coming from behind right there. That was Braden Myers, who came behind and checked him, but Morrell has just been bothered all night long. Mentioned that game that we're also broadcasting. They're tied, the Brebeuf matchup. That may be OT, huh?
It wouldn't happen to the nicer guys. Tony Donahue and Harrison Socock would be loving it right now.
I'd love to see Donahue work overtime.
Yeah, and Ben Wood is the producer. He will have a phone call, no doubt, after the game.
That one shot way wide. I'm not sure where Joseph Sartori was looking, but that one might have been the goal over there, but it was way wide. Yeah, I'm sure Ben's pretty happy about a little overtime lacrosse.
I'm sure it's worth his contract.
It is. Here's Morrell.
He's a good player.
Boy, nice stop again by Kreckler. Yeah, he just hasn't had the opportunity, as we said throughout the broadcast. Antonio Morrell, as good as he is, he's just been held in check all night long. So now down to 2.5.
You know, he was on that team. He was on the team last year. So he has a state championship ring on his finger. Here's your give and go.
Turnover. To be clear again, it was that they were in 1A last year, moving up to 2A this year. So it's a little bit different animal.
Big jump. Big jump.
But your first time in 2A and you're in the semifinals?
Yeah, you can't beat that. Good job by the coaching staff this year. I mean, Sam has been with them a long time, and Cameron Harris, Michael O'Grady, Cindy Thomas, the whole entire crew.
And what a win they had in the quarterfinals, so beating a good Center Grove team. So
team that was third seeded.
It's great.
That's why they play the tournament. Very interesting tournament there.
So it's going to be Hamilton Southeastern and Carmel on Saturday. That is a 3:30 start time.
Mm-hmm.
But all three games, again, will be here on IndianaSRN.
And then the girls' championships as well, 1 and 4:30. And if we have the same thing last year, I'm sure that the crowds will be watching their cell phones. Their St. Joe's girls team is playing tonight against, I do believe, Park Tudor.
Well, under a minute remaining. Boy, point blank shot, and they might have been very close. We got a flag down.
Yeah, I think that was in the crease. Maybe.
Tyler Bast, I believe, was the player on the shot. I mean, he was right in front of Eckrich. You can't get much closer than that.
No.
You're actually going to say, I believe, that was against St. Joseph. And, yes, that matchup is going to OT. When you get a chance, text them and let them know I'm thinking about them. Well, here we're down to the final 35.
We have people in Carmel watching the last 35 seconds here.
That ball turned over. Well, I guess it was actually touched there by.
Now I gotta understand the rules. Is it sudden death in overtime at Lacrosse?
So it is sudden death.
Ooh.
I like that. 4-minute periods and sudden death. And since we know Donahue's there, I hope they go to like several overtimes.
Wow.
That's going to do it here. A fast start, consistent night, good goaltending, and great defense. And Hamilton Southeastern will make it to the championship game on Saturday. Carmel will be there at Roncalli, and what a matchup that is going to be on Saturday. I know all the games are going to be a lot of fun, but that one is going to be one heck of a day when you talk about Carmel and HSE.
The number 1 seed taking on the number 2 seed. It's going to be a fun game. It will all start Saturday. We'll have the broadcast for you. It's 3 big games for you on the boys' side, and then check out the girls as well. It's been a lot of fun covering the lacrosse regular season, now the playoffs. I think we've done a total, we'll end up doing 13 games this season on the lacrosse season. So, IndianaSRN carries more than anybody else in the state of Indiana for that. So stay tuned with us.
All right, that's going to do it. Your final score, Hamilton Southeastern 11, South Bend St. Joseph 2 for the entire crew. Thanks for being with us. This has been Championship Lacrosse here on IndianaSRN.